Klansman.
The Cave Clan.
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 Drains and tunnels.
There was a time when almost everyone had heard of the Cave Clan. Well, almost everyone.
Excuse me, have you ever heard of Cave Clan? No. Tell me about it.
Can you please explain what the Cave Clan is all about?
It started off just exploring mines, caves, that sort of thing, something to do in your spare time. It went on to drains, that's why we're called the Cave Clan and not the drain dwellers or whatever.
But while their story has been told many times before, there's an aspect to the Cave Clan that has never been explored. The culture, creativity and community inspired by this underground world and the artists born from the group. This is the story of the Cave Clan and the art they created.
I'm Doug, formerly Dougo. Woody, Sloth and I started up the Cave Clan on Australia Day 1986 is when we officially came up with the name and the logo.
The Cave Clan has got what everyone should have in their life, and that is a Dougo. And if you don't have a Dougo in your life, then your life will not be as good.
The hardest thing to explain to some people is it's not necessarily about going in drains. The Cave Clan is the relationships that have been formed, the friendships that have been formed, the genuine friendships, the lifelong friendships. Like, I've got friends now that will be friends until one of us die.
Hey, some photos.
I was all about spreading the word and gaining information and members, so I videoed whenever I could and I took photos whenever I could. We'd meet up each week and people would show you the photos they've taken. And I sort of liked that part of it, so I really got into it. But we'd always have a photo, a group shot. And that was a lot to do with going into the magazine, into Il Drano.
Pagan and I were going into the Abbotsford Pipe, one of the worst drains in Melbourne. We started seeing the same names everywhere, and then we started associating those names with Cave Clan. And then we found somewhere there was written on the drain wall the address that you could write to as a post office box. So we wrote to them, and then wasn't that long, about 2 weeks later, we get this thing in the mail, and it's my first copy of an Il Drano, and I'm just like, wow, man, what the hell's this?
Il Drano is the Cave Clan newsletter. It's a zine that I've made on and off for 30 years. Its content is all Cave Clan based. Photos of things that we've been doing, write-ups from people on exploring coming events, regular columns such as Fly on the Wall, which is just funny comments or things that people say that they don't want others to know. Shop Talk column, which is the ADEU, which is Amalgamated Drain Explorers Union.
A double murder, armed robbery, and another murder. What I forgot about. What are you in for, Elf? Exploring drains?
Who makes zines about going in drains? Me.
While most zines have a short lifespan and a small audience, Doug has published Il Drano for over 30 years, for 100 subscribers and nearly 100 editions.
The reason Il Drano is written the way it is, like sort of tabloid, is because I can't do much seriously. I fuck around all the time. I want to have fun. My father drowned when I was 7 in a boating accident. It was Lake Bulloak. He was going to buy a boat. When the boat hit a submerged tree, he fell out and the boat smacked him in the head and his waders filled up. So he was missing for a while. They didn't find his body. My mother tried to keep it from us for a while. How I found out was I was at school and one of my older brother's friends came up to me and said, "Is it true your dad's dead?" I just knew. A lot of Cave Clan members have said to me that the Cave Clan is like their family. My father used to be always going camping, fishing, and I was doing things that I would have been doing with my father, and if my mother wasn't under so much pressure for having 5 kids. So I think the Cave Clan is just a substitute for family life. I still love doing it for a group of people and socialising and getting out a manhole covered in dirt in front of people. It wasn't that I was an attention seeker, but it didn't bother me. Coming out of a manhole, you know, there's a few reasons why it's a highlight for most people. Sometimes when you've gone so far up a drain and you're in pain and you know, I'm not going to be able to get out, I'm going to have to walk all the way back, but you know how far back is, so you just keep going and going. In those situations, it's such a relief. You just feel like getting out and just lying down, even if you're on a road or whatever. You just so there's that sort of, I made it, I beat you. When people see you, you know, they're like, holy shit, and especially when 20 of you climb out one at a time. And you get out and you just start talking about, oh yeah, that was so cool, that was a good drain, you know. It's like you're finished. The climbing out of a manhole, it is that born again sort of thing. Rebirthing.